Hello everyone. Today I will be teaching the module 2-1. The topic is the flower morphology of cannabis. Let's look at the overview of a cannabis plant. The cannabis plant is an annual herb, generally growing up to 20 feet in height in 4 to 6 months. Cannabis plants are classified as an annual flowering herb. Total growth period is generally 3 to 6 months, depending on climate and planting time. It completes its entire life cycle from germination to seed production within a single growing season. The plant is predominantly dioecious, meaning it has separate male and female plants. Male plants produce male flowers, while female plants produce female flowers only. However, certain plants bear both male and female flowers on the same plant and is called hermaphrodites. Flowers are usually divided into perfect and imperfect flowers. The perfect flowers have both stamen and pistils. However, the imperfect flowers have only one of them, and they are subdivided into staminate flowers and pistillate flowers. When male and female flowers are on the same plant, it's called monoecious. But when they are different plants, it's called dioecious plant. Additionally, let's look at the other case in next slide. An incomplete flower is missing one or more of these 4 flower parts. In case of cannabis flower, it is missing petals and the pistil of stamen. Male flowers have sepals and stamens, while female flowers consist of one couple enclosed by a bract, because it is a wind-pollinated flowers. I would like to introduce one different type of cannabis plant. This type is a hermaphrodite plant. It has perfect flowers bearing stamens and pistil in the same flower. Therefore, there are 3 types of plants in cannabis plants, such as monoecious, dioecious, and hermaphrodite plants. You can compare the 3 diagrams of this slide. The most common flower type in cannabis is dioecious flowers, meaning male and female flowers grow on separate plants. Female plants of dioecious live 2 to 4 weeks longer than male plants until the seed is ripe. A female plant's stem will feel more solid and resist bending, while a male plant's stem tends to feel lighter, thinner, and more flexible. Rarely monoecious plants with both male and female flowers on the same plants are found. This slide shows close-up pictures of the female and male plants. Characteristically, each female flower has 2 long stigmas as indicated by the red arrow in the left photo, whereas male flowers hang down and usually flower up to 1 month earlier than female plants. You can see a close-up a pollen grain on the inset. This slide shows us the initial clusters of anthers forming within the calyx that normally surrounds the ovary. Close-up of masses of anthers replacing the female inflorescence. Right photo shows the prominent banana-shaped morphology. Hermaphrodite influences happen naturally or by the environmental stress. Hermaphroditism in cannabis is a natural but usually stress-induced phenomenon. Plants develop both male and female organs. It can lead to self-pollination. It is undesirable for CBD or medical use, but very important in seed breeding. I will talk about it another chapter related to the feminized seed. Now I will explain about characteristics of female flowers, also called pistillate. The male plants produce the pollen, and the female plants produce the buds, which accept the pollen and produce seed. I will explain some important terms here. Collar is the main cluster of flowers that grows tightly together. The main collar is at the very top of the plant, but smaller collars can be found on lower branches. A closer look at one of the female flowers reveals a strikingly hair-like strands, stigma of pistil, which are responsible for catching pollen from male plants. Stigmas start as white and change color to orange, red, or amber as the plant matures. To maximize the cannabinoid content, growers of cannabis for cannabinoid extraction take great care to prevent male plants from pollinating the females. These unpollinated female flowers are often referred to as sinsemilla. The specific point on a stem is a node where one or more leaves, branches, or buds are attached. The nodes are the sites of intense cellular activity and are where new growth originates. New leaves emerge for photosynthesis from the sites, and new branches or flowers develop. The female plants will begin to show their pre-flowers by the 10th node, or around 16 inches tall. As you can see here, the length of the internodes becomes shorter as it goes towards the apex of the stem. Eventually, the flowers will cluster together to form a collar. Collar is the dense cluster of female flowers along the stem or branches. Main collar is at the top, and the secondary collars are small and on side branches. A collar is composed of calyxes, bracts, pistils, and sugar leaves. They have reaching trichomes containing cannabinoids and terpenes. Generally, when a leaf is modified and participates in a part of a flower. It is called a bract, like a poinsettia. Some growers call the calyx is actually a bract, a small tear-shaped structure that surrounds and protects the ovary. These bracts are covered in glandular trichomes rich in cannabinoids and terpenes. Each bract encloses a single ovary, and after pollination, the fruit develops inside it. The bracts are covered in glandular trichomes containing cannabinoids and terpenes. Glandular trichomes are specialized microscopic hair-like structures that grow on the surface of cannabis plants. We will discuss this structure in more detail in the next lecture. Next, I will explain about male flowers called staminate. Male flowers are located on upper branches in loose clusters. The primary function of male flower is pollen release to fertilize female flowers for seed production. The pollen is small and round, so it's classified into wind-pollinated pollen. This slide shows male flowers develop in pairs at the petiole node. This is the close-up image of the male flowers showing male flower morphology. So it contains the 5 anther and then 5 is the sepal. These photos show the cannabis pollen taken by a scanning electron microscope at the CSU Pueblo. It's the round-shaped structure and 3 apertures. Lifespan of hemp flowers from the beginning of flowering to harvest typically lasts 6 to 10 weeks, depending on varieties or cultivars and growing conditions. Male flowers die shortly after releasing pollen, maybe 1 to 2 weeks after blooming. However, female plants continue to develop for 6 to 10 weeks. Unpollinated flowers live longer and produce more trichomes and cannabinoids. Okay, we will stop here for today. Thank you for your participation. Bye.